I'm Darren.
I'm Randy.
And welcome to Startup Stories.
Cause we just talking business.
We just talking business, baby.
Yeah. Look, every morning I wake up. Yeah. Every morning I wake up.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Startup Stories with Darren and
Randy.
My dog said Randy.
Gotta let him know, man. Gotta let him know.
Today we have with us T, the cooking counselor. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling well. How are you feeling?
Oh, shoot. Ain't nobody ever asked me how I was feeling. I am feeling great. Randy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I can't complain.
There you go. Then we all on the same wavelength. Feeling good, feeling great.
Most definitely. So, how did you feel when Randy contacted you and was like, hey, we want you to come on the podcast and talk and tell us your story?
I was actually really, really excited because it felt like confirmation. I've been praying to the Lord because I'd be so shy about putting myself out there sometimes. And I was like, you know what, God, I really want to start using my voice and not being so shy. So when he reached out, it was like confirmation that God heard it and was like, hey, I'm going to use somebody that you've known for a long time because we've known each other for years.
Yes.
Like back in the day,
yes,
to like help build your confidence and get you out there. So I thought it was dope. But it literally felt like God heard me and was like, hey, ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
That's me.
Yep. So, T, can you please tell us about yourself, man? What do you do?
So I am a caterer and I am a peer certified counselor, and I also work at the local hospital in a labor and delivery as a secretary.
Oh,
Wow, that's incredible.
she got the whole lineup going.
I'm trying to get my doula next. That's what I'm about to be, the cooking counselor doula, y'all.
You have a long name.
I'm about to do it.
That's wonderful.
Can you explain to us what you said a medulla?
A doula.
Medulla's in your brain.
Oh, that's right, the medulla oblongata.
Yeah, you thinking about the brain. I knew what you meant. That's funny.
My fault. I'm sorry.
So a doula is like, basically it's like you can have a birthing doula. So there's somebody who's like basically a birthing coach. So they go through the pregnancy with you. They support you in your labor. And then you also have postpartum doula. So after the baby is born, they help the mom with breastfeeding, things with the baby, just making sure mom is supported and all of that.
They teach you how to
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah. See, and I be doing that at work anyway, so I feel like I should get my doula because I be coaching them and seeing deliveries every day. I see babies born every day I go to work, so I'm just like, I might as well get my certification so I can really support people, and especially since minorities, particularly African Americans, Latinos and stuff, don't a lot of time receive the same quality care. Doulas are really good for advocating for their patients, very much so.
Yes.
I love that. I
want to be a voice for the moms because moms be shy to say they're in pain. My little black little tail will go right up to that doctor and be like, she hurting. She a 5 out of 10 doctor. She can't feel her toes. I will be the one to advocate if you shy.
That is wonderful. That is good. I think
awesome.
I think a lot of moms need somebody like that to help them out, especially when they're in that situation. I mean, I know we're gonna get off topic, but I think it's black women, I think they die at a 2 times higher rate than anyone else.
Absolutely. And a lot of it comes from just like their pain is not believed as to be as painful as it is. So a lot of things go undiagnosed, a lot of things goes looked over, and then they also get C-sections at a way higher rate. And there's a lot of studies being done now trying to figure out why do Latino women and African American get C-sections almost 3 times as higher than, women of other ethnicities.
Wow.
So I really want to be a part of that. I really want to be a part in trying to change that and just helping people to advocate for themselves, because it's not easy. The medical community can be intimidating, especially when a lot of them don't look like you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's definitely true.
Man,
she gonna have a whole lineup for her, so she gonna do it all.
I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I feel like the Lord's guiding me away, and I definitely, it's my funnest thing is cooking and then counseling too, but then also just advocating for people.
That's huge. That's huge.
So when Randy asked you to be on the podcast, how did you feel? What were the first thoughts or just feelings coming through your body?
First thought was, God, is that you? because I had prayed some really specific things about wanting to put myself out there more, not being as shy. Sometimes I don't even like the way my voice sounds because I be feeling like I sound like I'm a 14-year-old girl, but I'm grown. I promise I'm grown. I promise I am grown. So just it felt like confirmation. I had prayed some things that I wanted to do and put myself out there more. So it was just really cool because me and Randy have known each other for years. You know, so it was just really dope that he, you know, thought of me like that. So I was really grateful and nervous, but grateful.
Yes, and then turns out that she knows my wife. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So my wife was like, I know her. Oh, bet.
Yeah,
that is cool.
The medical community is really small, and your wife is dope, by the way. She's dope. She's dope.
Thank you.
She's
Hey,
dope.
Darren, I told you, man. We're connected, bruh.
We're supposed to be doing this.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, this is the question I want to start with. So when Randy told me he wanted you to come on, he sent me your TikTok, and I kind of like went through, and so I was TikTok creeping, but TikTok lets you know exactly who's looking at your stuff. So I'm watching, and I'm like, I notice that all the time. You always have positivity, no matter what is going on. You're always positive. You're always happy. And your energy is always high. How do you keep that going all the time through everything?
I pray a lot and I laugh at my pain. That's the truth. I feel like if you keep prayer at your center focus, then other problems just don't seem as big as what they are.
Okay.
And I really try to take things in waves. You know, pain can come in waves, so does happiness. But happiness is the wave that I feel like you can always find if you want to find it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No matter how bad the situation is, I grew up I came from poverty. I came from nothing. So when you come from nothing, you learn to appreciate everything.
Yes. Yes.
So I really
Yes,
try
you do.
to exhibit what I hope. Like if I was to die tomorrow, I want somebody to look at my podcast or my TikToks or whatever and be like, man, because of her, I feel better today. Because of her, I feel like somebody cared.
Yes.
I want my kids to be able to see something that is reflective of me and how I really am in my natural state. Not stressed with bills, not
Yes.
stressed with work, but just me in my natural state. And I feel like that's what my TikTok shows a lot of. It's just what my real attitude is without everything else influencing it all the time.
Yes, you can see it. Like I already knew that. I knew from watching your TikTok how this was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like I knew this
Yeah.
was gonna be fun.
Yep.
And I knew this was gonna be hype.
Yep.
And I knew your energy was gonna be like poof, poof.
So much. So much positivity. So much energy. So
Thank
much.
you.
Man, I love it.
Thank you.
love
I
it.
appreciate that. I be shy and I've been trying to get myself out there more. I took like a little 5-6 month break and I feel like God was like, girl, go ahead and get out there.
Yep.
You keep talking about you want to be noticed, but you hide it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is I watched the video and like the very first thing I see you was like,
Yeah.
like you were talking about how you got paid and how it went so well and they gave you the extra they gave you like the extra gift cards. You had a couple. Yeah, I was like, oh man.
that's dope.
I was
That's the
really
one.
grateful because my TikTok. I feel like it's crazy because I used to be so shy about social media, but TikTok really has some of the dopest people you could ever find. You'd be surprised how many strangers will hype you
Very
up,
true.
will give you advice, suggestions. Hey, change your lighting like that. I've learned a lot just off of people off of TikTok, and I had people on TikTok tell me pursue it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pursue it.
Yep.
So
Great.
I really do. So that's when I had that moment because that was like I got a 50-person catering gig, and which was cool because it was actually for Kids Up Strong,
Okay.
which is an organization out here. So that was really cool. And so I was just like, man, I'm gonna share it with my TikTok people who really hype me up to do this,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
So that's why I shared it. I went to TikTok. I hit play. Bing! Before I even told my husband, y'all, I was that dang happy that because TikTok really gassed me up, like do it. So it was just
Yes.
cool to share that moment. And then
So that's crazy. That's raw emotion that we're seeing.
that was
On your
literally
social media.
live.
That's wow.
That was literally like, can't you
Wow.
tell by the high pitched screen?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
that was
yep,
literally. I
yep.
did not pre-record. It was play. That's how it went.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, again, I was on your Facebook, and I saw all the pictures that you're doing, the catering. I've seen the Kids Have Strong. I seen there's one at the hospital as well. So I also seen that you're selling like dinners as well.
Yeah,
What is
so-
what is that?
So it was just really me and my husband really just letting people that we know close to us taste test us before I felt comfortable enough to go sell to strangers. Because I know the people closest to us are going to tell us more salt, less salt, take it off sooner, da 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 da. So I really feel like we got some really foodie people. So if I can,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can get through y'all, I can get to the public.
I hear
Yes.
it. I hear it.
I needed the
Yeah.
I needed the criticism. I needed the honest, real time feedback. I
Yeah.
needed to learn how to get my time management. You know, like delivering to a friend and being a little late is way different than I have a booking
Yeah.
and delivering. So it really taught me about my time management, and it really helped step my game up because I feel like people really cared about us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of just like, okay, we want y'all to taste this. That's why we charged. Like we didn't charge a lot for it and
Yeah.
stuff because we really just wanted the feedback and just to
Yeah.
get better at our craft. Particularly me. My husband's pretty solid. He's a perfectionist with his time and stuff. I'm kind of a free bird. So it took me some time to really get down to, okay, I got to be there at 3. I can't be there at 3:15. So y'all definitely, everybody helped me with that. Just step my game up.
I'm so bad at that too. You know, I don't know what it is about like my artistic brain or whatever, but I'm so bad with time, and I feel like Darren challenges me so much. He's so much and about timeliness and punctuality. Is that right? Did I
Yes.
say that right? I can't
Yes.
even say the word right.
You got it right.
Punctuality that I feel like I consistently have. I'm like, would Darren be here? Yeah, Darren would definitely be getting ready right now.
That stuff matters. That stuff matters. Being on time
It
matters.
does. It really does.
A lot of millionaires are on time and they wake up by 5 a.m.
Amen. Yes.
Darren on his way. We
Yes.
on our way, right?
Right?
Man, we
Exactly.
next. We next. We next. We next.
We next. But yeah, man. So after the introductory, it's like you have your catering company. You are a counselor in real life. You know what I'm saying? You're on your way to getting your doula license. What is a piece of equipment that you feel that you could use or that you want that would help you out in your day to day?
A Bible. I mean, I've tried my phone. I've tried a lot of alternative things, and I feel like my Bible. And as much as it's easy to say, to actually have it every day, open it every day, and apply it every day is way harder than I thought. So my Bible, that's my weapon. That's my piece of equipment I need, and everything that I do is my Bible.
Listen, man.
I love that.
Listen, man. I'm gonna break the fourth wall here. I'm sorry, Darren. I'm sorry. I'm breaking the fourth wall. It's Sunday. It's Sunday, and you talking to the folks right now.
I'm trying. I'm talking to myself and also talking to the people because I got to open my book today.
Oh my gosh.
I read a couple scriptures, but I need to go highlight some things.
That this is the first time we've gotten an answer like this.
100%.
We've I mean a truck. I want this or this will make my life easier. It's the first time we've ever gotten a Bible.
I feel like with the Bible, then the truck, the life easier, the peace will come. Because you can get the truck and have no peace. You can get the job and have no peace. And you can get the money, still have no
Yes.
peace. I feel like when you have the Bible and you have God at your forefront, that's all going to fall into place. And it's taking me learning the hard way, y'all. This is from learned, lived, bruised up experience that I need my book. That's the equipment that I need. And then
Stepping
second
out
would be
on
my
faith.
prayer. Then it'd be my prayer. If I don't have my Bible with me, then my prayer. You can always do that.
Stepping out on faith.
Yeah, literally stepping out on faith.
Oh my gosh. This is okay. All right. I'm sorry.
So did you grow up cooking?
Yes, I did. So cooking was something my family always did because a lot of my family comes from Mississippi, the dirty dirt. Like we still got banks in a house type of old school when I go home. There's only a Sonic and a Piggly Wiggly. And a snowball.
Y'all got the red dirt streets in Mississippi?
Yes, absolutely. Red dirt. You drive into the end of the world. So cooking was just always something that we did for like a pastime. It's helped provide us a lot of things. That's how we got through. When we didn't have anything else, cooking was always something that we had. So cooking's always been near and dear to my heart because it's something you can't take from me. You could take my pride a little bit, you could take my happiness a little bit, but you cannot take what I can do in that kitchen. You can take my job, you can take my sanity, you can take my car, but you can't take what I can do in that kitchen and the potential money that I can make from that through God, because it's a God-given gift. So it's always been something that I've been passionate about, and I've always taken breaks on it because I didn't have the confidence to do it. I always was so shy, like, oh man, are people gonna like my food and this and this and that. So definitely I think God had to help build my confidence up just in him and in myself, that whatever I put my mind to, when I have him at the forefront, I'm going to do it and I'm going to excel at it. And just like my business, the cooking counselor, I didn't see that coming out of nowhere. And literally, it just came like boom. Like people were just, hey, can you cook? And I'm like cooking for friends, thinking that I'm just cooking for friends. And then they're having 20, 30 people at their house. And then it's like, out of those 20, 30 people, 5 people wanted to work with me. And then another 5 and another 5. So it really just picked up off of me just cooking for people's little events, people that I know. And then they knew people. And then those people really wanted to do business with me. So
That's amazing.
yeah, so just definitely just building that confidence back up, because like I said, I didn't have it at first. And then also too, I think everybody eats, but I think it's a whole nother thing to have the talent where people want to pay you to give them a service they can do for themselves.
Yes.
Because there's so many restaurants, there's fast food, there's DoorDash, there's even yourself, right? So what do I do that's going to make you want to spend your money on me? And then also to get, let me provide you a service that you're going to have to do for yourself anyway. Regardless, everybody has to eat.
Yes.
So that was definitely, I think, the challenge too, building the confidence of what's going to make me stand out when we all got to do this. We all got to eat.
Yes.
So how do I stand out when we all got to eat? And I think that's where God came in, and that's where, God blesses us with our own individual creativity. And that's what makes you stand out, because, regardless of what your dream is, there's probably somebody already done it.
Yes.
But it's they doing it their way. So I think that's where God comes in and he tweaks it to make it your way, to make you stand out. And that definitely just took some learning curves, but I'm glad, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
So with cooking with your family, what is the one meal or even 2 meals that you enjoyed making the most?
Making the most, I would say fried chicken. I know that sounds so stereotypical.
Nope. Look, my family's from Alabama and Florida, so I understand.
Yeah.
But because a lot of people fry, but they don't,
What tool do you use to fry chicken in?
I just oil it, just some good old canola oil. But I like to I let my meat marinate before. Like a lot of people will season it and then they just fry. No, I season and then I marinate for hours, and then my flour is seasoned, and then and then I fry it, and then a lot of times, sometimes I'll put it in the oven a little bit, just give it a little bit of extra.
Okay.
So it depends on how you want to fry. Like there's multiple ways to fry, so that's why I like to fry, because there's multiple ways to fry.
Salivating.
You can fry
I got
no
a
flour.
question.
You can fry with flour.
I got a question though.
Yeah.
Please tell these people, do you wash your meat?
Yes.
Tell them why you gotta wash the
Because them stores be putting all sorts of stuff on it to make it look pretty in the package.
Yes.
So you are eating that.
Yes.
So definitely washing meat. I know people be thinking it don't matter because it's going to cook off, and it may cook off, but I think that's why people be getting a little bit of IBS and tummy aches and running to the bathroom after you go to eat their food because they didn't wash their meat.
It's also important to know, what do you wash your food or your meat with?
Let them know.
It depends. I mean, it depends what you're making. You can sometimes it's water and lemon and lime.
Thank you.
It could be vinegar. It could be. It just depends what you're using. But I always feel like a water, lemon, and a lime you're gonna be pretty solid with.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't wash their meat. They wash it with just some water. But I'm like, our tap water isn't even that good.
No.
So go ahead and throw that lemon in there. Go ahead. It ain't gonna hurt.
Not Dawn.
Not
Dawn. Don't do
Y'all, that don't even sound right to nobody. Nobody really believes that's the real method. They just trying to get attention.
And we ain't out here really we ain't out here with the scrubbing brush and washing the meat. We're talking about taking your meat, put it in the bowl, put some water in there, like you say, lemon, some lime.
Exactly.
You maybe throw a little bit of salt. You maybe go with some little bit of vinegar too.
Yeah.
But hey,
I like how you said the bowl, because that's important. Y'all, the bowl. Don't wash in your sink, and do not be like Kamala and wash your greens in the tub. I just have to say it. We don't do that. None of us are mixed enough for greens in the tub. I have to say it because I'm tired of this. People be asking me, and nobody I know does that.
I'm really glad that you brought that up.
Nobody does that. Stop asking me if I wash my stuff in the tub. Don't ever.
Some things just need to be said.
I'm sorry. I have to. I have to, y'all. I'm tired of
We get it.
people ask, "Will you wash your green?"
We get it.
Do I look like it? I can't even afford her silk press. Okay? No. No, I don't. I'm not wearing $100,000 earrings. I wash in a bowl. I wash come on.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
greens can go in a sink. That's the
Yeah.
only acceptable thing to cook in your sink is your greens. But you need to disinfect your sink
Sink
like the
first.
night but
Yes.
ahead.
Yep.
Baking soda.
Disinfect. Yes, disinfect
Scrub.
your sink, but no tubs, no nothing. People,
Yeah.
please, I'm begging you.
Oh my
Nothing in the tub needs to be food wise outside of your wife. Sorry, I had to say that in. 'Cause there's an exception. There's one. Steph kind of pretty over there. Pretty over
I'm just
there.
saying. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's we're leaving that in.
Yes.
We're definitely leaving that in. Okay, that was a genuine
Oh, my
response.
There's always an exception, right? Counseling teach you that there's always one exception to the rule.
Yeah, right.
Just one, but it ain't collard greens
not, no.
or Kamala.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So, how do you balance the home life, the work life, and the startup life?
Well, I will say I am pretty organized, honestly. I try to not put too much on my plate. I work 2 days a week at the hospital, so that leaves me a lot of, because I work 12-hour days, so that leaves me a lot of flexibility with the rest of my days. When I was working like 40 hours a week, it was a lot harder, a lot more chaotic. I didn't have a good balance. I feel like I could balance like work and home, but then I was completely overwhelmed. So then I think it was just about recognizing what can I take off my plate so that I can balance it all. So I think just knowing what needs to be on your plate and what doesn't in your season, because sometimes you're gonna have a full plate in that season. Your Thanksgiving, that whole year feels like Thanksgiving on your plate. And then you're gonna have sometimes it's like your plate is nothing but appetizers.
Yes.
So just knowing what season that you're in and how you need to move in that accordingly, and then balance that. And I ask God, teach me how to balance what I need to balance when I need to balance it, because a lot of time I don't know. I just trust God to lead me in that, because sometimes, especially as I feel like as parents, it's really easy to think that, okay, I got to do this, do that, put it all in the calendar, but then you're so drained.
Yes.
So just making sure I pour into myself too,
Yes.
while trying to balance all that. Because for a while I would do, the mom thing. I was trying to cook. Like the first time we started catering, I feel like that's kind of why it went to a standstill, just because I wasn't balancing it. I was doing too much, not in the right season.
Wow.
So I think just knowing and trusting God for what you need in your season, it'll balance itself out. And then just not overextending myself, because that is definitely, I think, why it's a lot harder to balance things sometimes, is because you're overextending yourself. So just knowing, hey, this is what I can give and this is what I can't give.
Yes.
And I feel like that helps you balance it out. And then also my husband, he definitely helps balance things out too, on the back end, which also helps me to thrive.
I've noticed through the few episodes that we've had, a lot of, even from me and you, Randy, to other folks we've interviewed, we all talk a lot about how our significant others have had such a big impact on us and have helped us with balance, or helped us with, with the questions we have in our business. How much of an impact, or how big of an impact has your husband had on you?
I would say significant. Yeah, I think he definitely taught me a lot of things, and it's not like I didn't know things, but it was like things I didn't know about myself. Like, you could have never told me I was going to cater. That sounds goofy. Like, I've cooked for 40, 50 people, and be like, what's the difference if catering? I didn't have the confidence. So he definitely helped me to build that confidence in myself to pursue things that I would have never pursued, like getting my counseling cert, like catering, like letting people taste test my food. He brings out the best in me in a lot of ways, even if sometimes his methods are unconventional.
Yeah. Yep.
Because men and women think differently,
They
you
do.
know. So just learning to even know how a man communicates and things like that, and how to be receptive to it. And once I could see that a big part of being a man and being a leader is you teach.
Yes.
When you're a leader, part of your job is to teach.
To teach. Yes.
And so once I started to be more receptive to that, it's okay that you need to learn things. I'm not supposed to know it all.
Yes.
Jesus knew so much, but he didn't know when it was his day. God always knows that there's things we're not going to know, and that's why he has so many people in our life to teach. But my husband was a really good teacher, and he was like patient with me, like my cooking game. He helped me step that up astronomically because my husband's Puerto Rican. So your wife's Puerto Rican.
Yes.
They cook like golly.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
you got to get that pernil on there. Like, okay, it'll be done in 4 days. You be like, man, 4 days.
Yeah.
2 days,
Yeah.
but just like learning that there's not the short curve, and like sometimes you just got to be patient with the process, and that's something that my husband taught me through cooking, is how you get those Puerto Rican flavors and stuff. It's patience. You can't rush it.
I will say this: I don't like when my wife cooks for other people.
Is it your secret thing? Is that your private?
Look,
It's
man.
intimate. Cooking is intimate.
She made a pernil.
Yeah.
What, 2 days ago? Yesterday, for some other people, and I had to just sit there and look at it, and I couldn't touch it or eat it, and it's so good, man.
See, we have one rule. We have to taste it. We always make a little bit more so that I can always have a little bit.
Well, see,
That's the secret. That's the secret to keeping the peace, is that I'd be asking a little bit more. I'm like, since you're making one, can you throw one more in there?
One more in there. That's the secret.
You know what I
Got
do?
it.
You know what I do? I come over here to your house because I know your wife gonna make something Puerto Rican that's gonna be fire. So I'm just waiting for what she. Anytime I come over here, I know she got something cooked and I'm ready to eat. Yes.
It's true, but it'd be hard sometimes. I be sad. Don't get me wrong. Like when I have just enough. It'd be sad. It feels almost like a breakup. Like I love you, and then you just gone on me.
Yes.
And everybody else is happy, but I've learned to accept it. But
Man.
yeah, but it is hard. It definitely is hard,
Yeah.
because it is an intimate thing. Because there's certain things like my husband will only make for us. So there are definitely those intimate things that he's like, I only make this for the family. Like pernil, we'd be selling that year round. That is not a year round dish. No, we be selling it year round. And he did not think it was going to work. And I was like, trust me, I'm telling you, we're selling it in the summer. He's like, pernil in this. He could not grasp the idea. We sold out.
Stop.
Because it's like culturally they make it more so you eat it more during certain seasons.
Yeah,
so
Christmas.
to get it in the spring or the
Christmas,
summer, it's like unheard of.
Yeah.
So that's, I kind of feel like what made us stand out is like we would make certain things that are traditionally, like I make a rum cake that people really, really like. Rum cake, you think of Christmas, you think of Thanksgiving. No. How about spring?
Stop.
How about Valentine's Day? Why does food have to be on a specific day? And that's what makes us different. That's what makes my thing different, is that you can have, it could be Christmas every day if you want it.
Yeah.
It's food. As long as it's in stock. I mean, you want some candied yams and for Valentine's Day, I got you.
I do. Yes.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I think helped me to stand out, is that it's not like we don't only serve certain. Now, obviously, seafood is one of those things that you can't always get what you want when you want, but a lot of other things you can get it. And so that's kind of our standout, is that you can get a lot of things that you would traditionally eat during this time with your family, but you can get it year round and it's still going to feel like your family cooked it for you.
Exactly. Tanir, what was that final push to push you to say, I'm doing this?
I honestly, getting laid off. It was one of the most humbling experiences ever, but it definitely makes you go back to the drawing board. Like, God, what is it I'm passionate about, and what is it I should be doing? Because what I thought I should be doing, you close that door. That's the season ended. And so I think it was just really going back to the drawing board. Like, what am I passionate about? Because for a long time I was pursuing things that I was really good at, because I'm one of those people who could do a lot of things. Like, you could show me how to change a tire quick, I'll change it. I'm just good like that with certain things. But what am I passionate about? And so losing my job, really, and I love that job, but it really put into perspective, like, God, okay, what is it I'm passionate about and you want me to do? Because I was doing what I thought he wanted me to do, but I think it was honestly what I wanted to do, and that's why the door closed. So I think just going back to the drawing board and being like, God, you know what, I went a little off course, because I felt like about a year or so ago, God was calling me to do this, but I had a schedule that didn't work around it. So I was like, how do I cater? How do I do this around this job? And I found that my job was becoming my focal front, like my main focus.
Yes.
And then I think God taking it away brought it back into perspective what I should be doing, and he's just been guiding it since then. So I think really just, sometimes you got to lose to really level up.
Has there been a catering gig that you've done that you were highly stressed about, and how did it feel once it was done? Like, when you finished it, did it end up being easier than what you thought it was, and maybe you were stressed for no reason?
I would say the one that I actually did recently, I did a lunch, and so the lunch was at noon. And usually when I cater, and I didn't realize it until this event, I've never actually catered an early lunch. Because usually you cooking for your friends and stuff, they can you hit me after work? Can you hit me 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 at night?
Oh, dang.
Which is really easy because, I work night shift. So a lot of the people that I would cater for, they get off at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's nothing for me to bring you your food at 8:30, 9 at night. So I think for me, just learning how to manage that. So I actually ended up working the night before. I had my schedule wrong. So I thought I was off. So I was like, I got all this time to prepare. No. I worked till 8 p.m. the night before. So I get off. I had to finish up my grocery shopping, prep a lot of the stuff the night before, wake up at 5 the next morning to make it happen. And I got there 7 minutes late, but they started 15 minutes late. So it worked out, but it was just my first time. And also, too, usually a lot of the time when I've done catering, a lot of time it's weekends. So my husband is around. So it's a lot more support to catch me with my time, or he can help with things. So I think that was my first time I really pushed myself with time. And then, too, so the budget, so they had a smaller budget, which I could work with, but they wanted a lot of different types, like vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, and meat. So that was the first time I ever pushed myself by myself. I had to taste test myself. I didn't have I was to the point I was wanting to knock on the neighbor's door. Hey, will you see if you like this? But I was like, God, you know what? I know what I'm doing, and you're going to let these flavors be right. So just really fully catering that by myself.
Wow.
Dang.
Was pretty solid, because I've never, like I said, cooked, because I actually do private chef too. I cook for a couple days a week in their house, but they like a lot of vegan, organic, and dairy free. So I feel like God was preparing me for this through them, because I've never cooked so much squash, zucchini, and all this stuff in my life. So then when this booking asked for it, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And it worked out really, really well. But I just didn't have that safety net of my husband there to help me, or my kids to help me. So it was just really all me.
How did it feel doing that all by yourself? I mean, because I guess, like you say, you normally have your safety net, and when you realize that you didn't have that safety net, you had to be your own safety net for yourself. How'd that feel, knowing you had to be it for yourself?
It made me kind of feel like Big Mama, like Lotto. Big Mama, Big Mama. You know what I mean? Just to see that I could push myself to that level and it could work out. Because I think sometimes, especially as women, we sometimes, especially when we have a helpmate that is really supportive, sometimes we forget what we can do with just God on our own. So that was just me and God being like, okay, he's not your safety net. I am.
Yeah.
God is always my safety net.
Yes.
My husband comes after that. So that was I feel like a me and God moment, where God was showing me, if you trust me and you lean into me, it's going to work out. Because I don't know how I did it. I made 50 sliders 2 different ways. I made a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I made sweet potato muffins. I made pasta salad. I made asparagus 2 different ways. I had made a lot of different things by myself. So I think it really helped build that confidence in me. This is a dream that I can do with or without someone, as long as God is there.
From that experience, in jumping over those hurdles, how has that success prepared you for future events?
I think it definitely taught me that I'm more capable than I realized that I am. Even on my own, with my creativity, with my marketing, with my networking, because even when I brought the food in, I thought I was just going to drop it off, because that's usually what I do. I cook and drop. No, I met so many people, which was really cool. So I'm really glad that I did my makeup that day, because I sweated it off. I did my makeup on the way.
Wow. Wow.
Like that's how much I was crunched for time, and I woke up at 5. So I was like, I'm solid. I woke up at 5 because you think from cooking from 5 to 11 you'd be solid, but then you have temperatures, you have the rain. I'm using a smoker, so I was using oven and smoker and stove.
Wow.
And I'm baking. So I really push myself. Like when you create a menu and you're like, okay, I can do this, the multiple different cooking ways and things that you're using, definitely, go into that. But yeah, it definitely just really taught me that I'm a lot more capable than I think that I am. And I just got to believe in that. And just know that it's possible. If you believe it's possible, it is, especially if you work for it. And I think that was like one of those times, like usually sometimes I couldn't talk myself. I took the deal. I have a contract now. You got to show up.
Yes.
These people pay me in advance. That was the video you talked about earlier. They pay me in advance. So I really had to commit no matter what could go wrong. I just had to figure it out. So I think just really seeing that. But I think it also set me up to feel more comfortable like with my talents and stop second guessing it so much.
Amen.
Like the opportunities that are meant for me are gonna find me, because even from that event, actually I got a conference in May.
Oh.
And that's the biggest thing I've ever done. So I'm gonna have to hire a little bit of help to make it happen, which that's fine with me. I just need y'all to help me plate this and set it on the table. All the flavors gonna be over here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that actually, from that event there was, and I didn't know, like they had a week-long conference, so I didn't even know what I was cooking for. So I think I'm just cooking like, okay, I'm going one day. No, they had 2 or 3 days of restaurants, and then they had me one day, and then they had another caterer one day. So basically out of those 5, they were going to pick who they wanted for this conference.
Oh my God.
And I think God knew if I would have known that, I'm not going to lie, y'all, I would have said I'm sick, my stomach hurting, I forgot how to use a knife. I think I would have something. I don't know, flavor. I would have came up with something, because I know me. That would have been too intimidating to know that like I'm cooking essentially like against people in a way, kind of. I would have been psyched out. I would have completely been psyched out. So then when that went well, I actually just got a call like a week ago about like this conference that's in May, and it's like a lot of people. It's 250, and the most I've ever cooked for is like 150. So it's definitely gonna push me a little bit more, but I'm like, okay, I mean, I got it. I got time to prepare and execute it. So just from that, even that went so well that it opened up another opportunity. So it seems like God keeps letting that happen. Like I trust him, I go in, and he's been allowing one opportunity to open up to another. And so I'm just really looking forward to see where it goes, because I definitely would have been psyched out if I would have known that. I would have never, because even when they were talking about this conference, I was there thinking there's no way, it couldn't be me.
Jay, Raymond, feed the dogs.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're good. That's cute. So I definitely would have been psyched out if I had known in advance.
This is a reminder. Say dismiss.
Alexa,
Jay.
Dismiss, Lord.
Alexa don't be missing no beat. She'd be like, hey, I'm here.
I know y'all doing y'all thing, but it's time to feed the dogs, guys. I was pretending I was Alexa. I'm sorry.
Y'all need to do bloopers for this one.
This is good.
Yeah, keep them in. Just keep them in. Keep it authentic. Please. Keep it authentic.
I think we got bloopers for this.
Oh, yeah.
This one and for the last.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Bruh.
Yes. Okay. Let's get back into it.
All right, let's go.
All right. So with starting your business, were you nervous? Like, what was going through your head when you were just going, all right, I'm going to do it? Like, how did you feel? Because I know when I got started, I went back and forth a lot. And I was like, maybe forget this. I'm not going to do this mess. I don't want to do it. And then I brought product to my family, Randy, Steph, sent family down. I sent product down south. So, like, I got my confidence from my family. How did you feel?
I was really nervous, but I will say this is my mom always encouraged me that I was a really good cook. So did my grandma, and that's who I learned a lot of my cooking style from, was my grandma. But I was nervous. I was really nervous because I was trying to overthink it all. instead of letting God guide the path of like how I should do it. Because I think especially when you're going to entrepreneurship, you have this idea, I need a marketing and my marketing plan, I need my business plan, I need all these things in order. But sometimes with entrepreneurship, yeah, there's certain ducks you got to have in a row, but then a lot of it's just going to come effortlessly as you're doing it. You're going to learn as you're going. And I think that was my biggest thing, is I was just nervous, like, okay, are people going to like it?
Yes.
Are people going to want it? And then I had to remember, whose voice is that? Doubt ain't God. So I definitely just had to have that conversation and lay it all out with God. Like, God, this is what I'm fearing. And can you take it from me? And I really feel like he did, because you could have never told me I'd be back out here doing it. And I always talk myself out. I always find a reason. If you want to make an excuse, you can make one.
Yep.
And so I finally think I just had that moment with God. Like, I have no more excuses. I'm not getting any younger. I'm nervous, but anything that's going to be great is going to make you nervous.
Oh, definitely. I think a lot of people have that issue when it comes to like starting a business. They get nervous and then they find the smallest thing to talk themselves out of doing it. And then they become comfortable with it. And they're like, all right, well, I couldn't do it because of this. And they just go, and they never go forward. So it's getting over that nervousness, that nervous hurdle, and the procrastination hurdle, because I know we do a lot of that also.
Yes, we do.
And once you get past that nervousness and past that procrastination, you just force past it, you are going to be good.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, because that takes a lot of faith.
Yes.
To get through procrastination and doubt is a lot of faith, a lot of tears, a lot of second guessing yourself. So definitely, that was definitely hard to get through. But I think just being really honest with God, but also being honest with myself. Like, honest with myself. And then sometimes I think even when you are trying something new, you really see how much you learn, a lot about how much you believe in yourself and how much you don't.
Yeah.
Because and I think that was the hardest thing for me, where I was so, I think for a while, concerned, are people going to like it? Are people going to like this? And then I was like, Tanir, do you? And then I really had to sit with that. Like, do you like it? Do you believe in it? Everybody else comes after that.
Yes.
And I think that helped me to stop being so nervous, because it's like food is an acquired taste. Long as my textures is right, my flavors is good, I got my temperatures, right. People are either going to like it or they're not. And they have a right to that. And just being okay with that criticism as a former retired perfectionist, because I did not do that very well. But as a former retired perfectionist, just learning that it's okay to receive criticism, and that's how you become great, is by working through that criticism, by challenging that nervousness, by sitting with it, and realizing that's what comes with greatness. Is you gonna have to get through them hurdles to get to the great.
Yes. So,
Absolutely.
Hold up. There's something. You know what? How come you ain't bring us no food? 'Cause I'm hungry.
I was thinking of that, but I wasn't sure what the kind of setup was going to be. But I got y'all. I got y'all. I got some food for y'all. But I did almost bring it, but I was like, is that too much for the first? Do I not? Because I've done that sometimes, like culturally, like, especially, coming from New Orleans, like that's a thing.
Yes.
But some people, it's offensive. Not saying it would be y'all, but just sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're bringing food to my house without a warning." So I just I'm just trying to be respectful, because I've had that happen before, where it's like, "Oh, I mean, you didn't tell me you were cooking."
Well, you know what? We're gonna have a part 2.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah, we have a part 2 and y'all eat a plate. Yes, we'll talk and y'all eat and let the people know. Y'all let the people know. I'd love to do that. Yeah, so it's just like, so I just like to be respectful, just because everybody has their own food, their own cook. And plus people got allergies. And so I'm in a world with allergies, and I know that sounds goofy, but I be trying to bring stuff sometimes. Like, say I bring a Cajun pasta and this person's allergic to shrimp. Now I can't even bring it in their house.
Yeah.
So I like to kind of just be sure before I do, because I used to just think everybody can eat and da-da-da. So just, not that y'all, I wouldn't trust y'all, but I just like to give a little bit of a notice before I do that. But I got y'all. Part 2.
Yep.
Y'all gonna see some food.
Part 2.
I like it. So, here we are at the question. If there was a piece of advice that you could pass down to that person that's coming after you, doing their startup, what would it be?
Trust yourself.
I like it.
You don't need validation from anyone but God and yourself. The validation will come from others after you fully execute, that you only need the validation from God and yourself. Because a lot of time, if you're looking at other people and what you think that they're going to like and what they're going to want, it's going to make you second guess and doubt yourself. So trust yourself. You got it.
Trust yourself.
It sounds goofy, but that's one of the hardest things, especially being in counseling. I deal with a lot of people who do not know how to trust themselves. That's actually one of the hardest things you can do, is to trust yourself. But on the other side of greatness, on the other side of your start, on the other side of anything that you want to achieve, is you got to trust yourself. It's one thing to trust other people, but that's where we've all been burned before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know a person in this world who wasn't burned from trusting someone. But I guarantee you, if you really trust God and trust yourself, watch. Even if you get burnt, it's going to be a little mild burn, just a little sizzle, not a whole blister.
Yes.
Right.
So just really trusting yourself and trusting your craft. You know what your talents you have. Trust your vision. Trust yourself, your vision, and trust what you know you're supposed to be doing, because no one else can tell you what you're supposed to be doing more than you.
And always trust God.
And always trust God. 'Cause when you
Always.
trust God, He's going to give you the clear visions. He's going to give you the clear path. He's going to give you the clear way.
Yes.
Yes.
It's one thing to trust, you're going to have to trust somebody no matter what. That's the thing about life, is you're going to have to trust somebody no matter what. But I feel like when you trust everyone else outside of God and yourself, you're risking it. You're gambling at a slot machine. Yeah, you may win, but you more than likely going to lose. So really just learning to trust God first, yourself, and then your craft and your talents and your abilities. Trust you fully, not just yourself and like what you feel, but trust what you know. Because what you feel about yourself doesn't always align with what you know. So making sure that you know you got this. I know I got the talent. I know I'm going to make money. I know I'm going to be rich. I know with everything in me that I got this, because feelings change. It's just like fashion. Feelings change like fashion. You know, this shoe's in, this shoe's out of style. This jacket's in, this jacket's out of style. But what you know is solid.
Yes.
And that don't ever change no matter how much time goes by. You
Yes.
know what you're supposed to be doing. And trust that your validation doesn't have to come from everybody else. The claps will come, but don't let the outsiders be your validation, because when you let other people outside of God and you validate you, they take it with you.
And you know what? That's the best outro we could ever ask for.
Yes.
Thank y'all for tuning in for Startup Stories with Darren and Randy. We have T, the cooking counselor, with us today. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Yes, thank you
This
for
has been
having
so
me.
dope. You dropped so many gems
Yes. Nugget.
for us and for everybody else today. It's been so great.
Thank
Yes.
you so much for having me. I hope that, y'all take something encouraging away from this. And if you take nothing else away from this, just be yourself, enjoy life, and trust what you know you're supposed to be doing. You got it. You got it.
We just talking business.
Just talking business, baby.
Look, every morning I wake up.
Pen.
Yep.
First off, you get some benito, and I saved you some cuero. Why are you talking?
You guys.
Why are you talking that?
Every morning I wake up. All I know is get it. The OGs always told me.
Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you want to be featured on our show, go ahead and send us a message on our Facebook page, or you can check the description for our email.
That life hands you nothing. You just gotta go take it. Always keep it 100. Don't ever let me catch you fake